Hello, my name is Junhao, and I'm joined today by David, Justin, Aujin, and Jaden. Our presentation is on comparing defensive pressures using possession retention probability and expected goals. In this presentation, we will give an introduction and background to our project, the methods and algorithms used to create our final metric, and provide discussion on and a summary of our results. We'll conclude the presentation with our findings and give future areas of research.
Puck possessions are highly valuable and have been shown to provide strong correlations to winning, approximated with Corsi and Fenwick and improved upon by more granular data sources. As such, forcing turnovers and creating high-value resultant offensive chances from them is an area of interest. Different defensive pressure techniques have varying success rates in terms of their turnover generation probability, and witnessing the widespread decline of physicality in hockey inspired us to statistically evaluate physicality's effectiveness in forcing turnovers and providing resultant offensive output. Recent analytics projects on similar datasets focus primarily on evaluating passing, but our chosen topic is relatively understudied in the hockey analytics space.
We subset event types into three disjoint categories. Possession continuing events take place while one team attempts to advance an offensive possession and can be disrupted by actions performed by the defending team, causing a live change in possession. They differ from possession terminating events, which result in an automatic play stoppage, such as a penalty or offside, or a voluntary relinquishing of possession, such as a dump-in or shot on goal. Events that didn't fit in the previous two categories were placed in the other column and served as event descriptors, such as an assist describing a pass, or an event where no team is in possession, such as a face-off.
After identifying our variables of interest, we visualize the spatial distribution of body checks and stick checks to get a sense of locations where they occur on the ice, a sample of which is shown in the figure. The majority of checks occur in the defensive zone. Body checks take place more frequently along the boards, while stick checks are more evenly distributed.
We started by creating a model to predict the turnover probability of a possession continuing event within the following two plays. An XG boost model was used. Next, the proportion of how often each event led to a shot on goal within the next 45 seconds, as well as the total XG a team got in that time frame were measured. Of these three quantities are multiplied and their difference across the next event and the previous event is taken as our metric. Offensive relative event contribution, or OREC for short, inspired by VICE. This resultant value incorporates the risk of action and its expected reward in terms of generating a shot from the location where the event takes place. In the graph on the top left, the magnitude of OREC for stick plays is larger than for body plays when there is no change of possession. This difference is not observed when raw values are used, which suggests that the magnitudes are higher in both directions on stick plays and lead to bigger changes in XG for both teams during a game. When there is no change of possession on a body puck protection, there is less of a change in offense generated by the team in possession than if the same situation occurs with a stick puck protection instead. When there is a change of possession, body puck protection events generate significantly less magnitude of offense. This result is matched by the separated raw comparison in the bottom right figure, where it is clear that puck protections have less of an impact on OREC than other plays.
An explanation for the differences in magnitudes could be that using one's body takes oneself out of the play, while a successful D could take the defender out of the play and increase the chance of an odd man rush, which comes with a higher chance of generating XG. Retaining possession following a body check does not guarantee the ability to create separation from the defensive player, and thus, as a result, we see a lower raw value on body puck protections while retaining puck possession. On a change of possession, we see less offense generated by body puck protection events due to the defender already being in close proximity to the attacker following the turnover. To summarize, the results of our investigation suggest a statistically significant difference between body and stick checking on both puck protections and checks. Body checks have a higher turnover probability than stick checks, but generate less resultant offensive opportunity on changes in possession. So, despite seeing a decrease in body checking and physicality in the game, a total elimination of body checks could have negative effects on available strategies.
One could use OREC to compare the effectiveness of different checking strategies at different locations on the ice, as well as understanding player tendencies and the abilities based on checking data. With individual shift data and information on the location of players on the ice during an event, one could evaluate the decision-making of both offensive and defensive players involved in an on-ice interaction, which would improve OREC's versatility.
This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your attention. A QR code and hyperlink to our repository is provided for your viewing.
questions for these guys?
Yeah, so I was a little bit curious. I mean, I assume you don't follow the Swedish Elite League too much, but you have some intuition from NHL. So the results that you got, did they sort of match your intuition from watching NHL hockey or other hockey that you're watching?
I mean, in some ways, I think they did, especially with changes in possession on a body play, because that means like if you bodied someone, you're still kind of on top of that person. So someone else has to come over and take the puck away, which gives the other team to get back into defensive positions.
I think as well. Sorry. I think as well, our kind of outcome that obviously there's still room in the game for physicality is also kind of what we had inferred at the beginning. And also obviously keeps hockey a more fan-friendly sport, and allows for, again, like the greater range of available strategies.
Yeah, thank you. And in terms of, so I mean, now you had a smaller data set. So to do some of these future work studies, how big of a data set do you think one would need to be able to perform that type of deeper dive into these things?
I mean, one thing I'd specifically like to look at is how this works on power plays. So I think a bigger data set would definitely be needed for that, because there weren't very many power plays in the data set we had. Obviously more data is better, but like even just a season would definitely go a long way to being able to make a better model in metric.
Yeah. No, I mean, it feels like you want to condition on additional things, and then, yeah, bigger data is better data in some sense.
I think it'd also be interesting too to look at, obviously we got a smaller data set from one season, and being from the SHL, obviously there's different playing styles depending on the region. So it'd be interesting to look at different leagues and then also how that has evolved over time.
Yeah.
Also, I think I'd like to add one of our teammates is joined on the Zoom, if we can bring him up. His name's David Awosoga. In case he has anything he'd like to add. It'd be a shame if he showed up this early and didn't get to say anything. So
yeah, absolutely. Especially when you look at trends in physicality, you want a year by year set of data, so you can see, okay, checking was at X% in year one, and see how that trend either decreases or increases, and we're proposing decreases as the years progress, and then seeing what the resultant offense as the years progress on puck protections and stick checks would be interesting for us to find.
Thank you.